flowing, water everywhere. Or if my transmitter fails and you don't have a backup, or any sensor fails, it's gonna show that it's the low level, it's gonna activate the valves. The flow fails, it's gonna activate the valves and leave them open. If for some reason you got water, but you're only getting a low level alarm, and it has all of these little probes, water's very dirty, you get a lot of calcium, you got all of that. So it starts collecting on the little stainless steel rods, just like the pit over there, how brown it looks. All you have to do is pull them out and sand, because it's looking for water contact.
Oh, so it's not getting a water contact.
Yeah, it's false reading. I don't sense any water because it's coated and you don't sense the water. So you gotta sand it to make contact of the water.
What is it called again?
Conductivity probe. And the long one in the middle is a transmitter or transducer. So, like I said, different terminology for it. They're easy to replace. On top, of course, they're planned. You just take out the cover, they wire net it, and you shouldn't have any voltage coming to it. The transmitter for 20 milliamps, 24 volts, probe, nothing. So you can touch them without interfering. But just make sure that it's, when you see the panel, make sure it is that kind of panel, but there are some that are older that will have voltage up there. Updated ones, they shouldn't have any voltage. But always be safe than sorry, so check with your voltmeters before you put your hands on it.
So what has to be swapped? What has to be changed out of this one? To this part?
The long one in the middle.
The middle. It's the one dropping down that you can switch out.
No, it's not reading. It's right now showing me they only got 6 inches of water. Alright?
So what if we just start jiggling around and they start working again like that?
No, this is,
Work like that?
when these fail, they fail.
Oh, okay.
There is no repairing them, there is no cleaning them.
Replacing all that?
Replacing them, yes. And you should never lay it on the ground. It should always be suspended, 6 inches above. Because a lot of the things collect at the bottom. The things that collect at the bottom.
Yeah, the run, dirt,
Yeah.
debris.
That's needs to be fixed right now. Yeah.
That's like when the well comes, that's why you don't.
Son,
What's the first step to taking that apart?
well, let me show you the panel over here. So that's the transmitter needs to be fixed. No, I do. Hang it. Alright, so this is your fill station right here. Alright, now it's showing, so it's showing that the level is on. Alright, it's showing me 6 inches of water. That's what I'm telling you, my transmitter's bad. It's not reading correctly. So it's clicking on my backup valve, my block valve, which those are flow valves, these are solenoid valves. Right here. It's an electrical panel. That's more for a relay logic panel. Or you're gonna have, if you ever have flow valves, or you're gonna have just lights. It's gonna indicate your high and a low level alarm. This one is reading the inches of the water, so it's gonna tell you when you want the valve to shut off, when you want it to come on, the lag valve, and your low levels and your high levels. All right. I don't know why they put alarm differential of 650 inches. We usually just do 3. So if you get your high level alarm, you just want to drop 3 inches and then it clears. 150, no, let's do 40. But so since we got the high level alarm, it's a low level, so my valves are on and it's calling for water. Alright, let's shut it down now. So you got your city and you got your feet to the tank. These valves, like I said, they're normally closed. They're energized to open. So whenever my level drops below 30 inches, it's going to activate one of these. So if it ever fails, it's going to continue filling your tank. So how would you find out which of the valves is bad?
Checking the volt or the amp pressure.
No, because Your panel is telling you it should be off. The pump is stuck open. So how would you go about figuring out which of the valves is the one that's bleeding through?
I guess I would go physically look to see which.
Isn't there gauges?
You only got one header. How would you determine?
Can you turn off the valve and take it off?
You start isolating your valves. So you close them. So
Don't they have like a little?
if your valves are open, let's open this. So right now, no water should be flowing because my valves are closed. So say I'm gonna leave them open for right now just to test it. Getting city pressure coming in. So if you open one, you should start hearing the whistle. Oh, hear water flowing. You hear it?
Yeah.
So that would tell you, oh, this one's open. So that's how you determine. You start troubleshooting by
Okay.
opening the valve and seeing which was the one that's sending water to the tank.
Yeah.
And that's the one you isolate. So on our control panel, of course, you go same thing as the sump pump. You got auto, fill 1 and fill 2. So these also alternate every cycle. So you will select the valve that's good, not the bad one. All right. When you fix it, you go back to auto. And many of these, when you do the repairs, you got to make sure you replace the soft goods and the solenoid. Because many people just go and replace the soft goods inside as a diaphragm. So if any little hole, it'll keep it open. Any scratches on the seat will keep it open. So if you replace the seat, make sure don't make any scratches on it. When you clean the body, but not the seat. Don't sand it. I mean, you could clean it with a rag, but don't try to sand it. Any little scratch, you ruined it. So once you do that, of course, you close back up and you
What
go
is
back
that?
out.
Is this right here? What how much scratch? Did we scratch it?
The seat. I'm gonna show y'all. We got valves. Y'all gonna tear it up and look inside of it and all of that. All right. So where was I? Okay. So you see the one that's bleeding through. Like I said, you close it and take it offline, and just put the other one as lead. So therefore, whenever the level is needed or wherever water is needed and the level drops, it will just call for that valve while you repair the other one. All right.
Mhm.
But always highly recommend have soft good kits with you before you take it apart. All right, because some people take it apart thinking they have to just clean it and set it back online, and it's no bueno.
Yeah, the gas is
Mhm.
cool.
If you ever need to replace the whole valve itself, you need to make sure you put it on the right direction.
The arrow.
Either arrow, it got arrows on the side, or if it's a flange, it usually has it right on the flange, and it's a gold tag that will let you know which direction. And it gives you three different languages: inlet, whatever other. Yeah, it's 3 different languages to let you know that that's where the water's coming through. All right. If you put it backwards, what's going to happen is never going to close on you. It's always going to stay open. At the very beginning, new construction, you turn it on. It's always going to stay open because you got air in the line. So you always prime it. Loosen this bolt till you see milky water come out. Make sure it starts getting clear. Then time it. If you see it's still milky water, it's air in the water. So time it afterwards, and then it should operate up and on.
Make leak all the water out of it. I mean, all the air out of it.
Yes,
out of your
sir.
line.
Yes. Gauges, always have a gauge to determine what your city pressure is, because I get a lot of calls. Hey, I don't have any water. I ran the water.
What's the usual city pressure?
30,
30.
35, 40 the most, and then as soon as something's open, 10. So that's it. But yes, I get a lot of calls. Hey, I don't have any water. What's going on? They think it's a control, but they never look at their city because they don't have no gauges. So I always tell them, you know what? Turn on the pump valves. I'm not getting anything. It's the valves. You have a bypass. A lot of new constructions don't put a bypass. So always recommend put a bypass so you can always just open it.
Mhm.
And if you are getting a city, then it's a valve issue. All right. Questions?
Oh, so that's why they put this. So this usually it goes through here and they turn this off. But like if you want to see,
Yeah.
just to get water to city, I mean,
Yeah.
That's how you know if you didn't have the valve, right?
Yeah.
You turn this on, and you know if you have water.
Yes.
Okay, I got you. And you
So-
turn the other ones off.
And the other purpose as well that says this valve fails and it stays closed and you have no way to open it. You can always give water to the tank.
You can still
on
get
the
water
bypass.
without having to use the other.
Yes. And I always recommend new construction, always hook up the city directly to the building with a bypass. So at least they can always have one restroom on the first floor if it's a high-rise building. You should always have at least, one floor. But if it's not in the specs, people don't do it.
Yeah.
Valves, definitely always put isolation valves. Here we got a block valve. So if we need to replace this, how do we take it offline to replace that valve?
Well, I see some power going, so you would probably turn power first.
No, water. Shut the water down so you can be able to remove that. These I've seen some also they install them without isolation valves. So if you ever need to do a repair,
You have to shut down the main.
You got the
the whole
whole drain.
building.
You got the whole drain on whole motherfucker now.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. New construction, always be aware of valves.
So if you don't have years of experience doing this, you're not 100% sure, and you come across these problems, do they usually have any kind of manual or something available, or do you just have to Google that
Yeah,
stuff?
YouTube.
Yeah, you too. That's why you gotta Google it. Or they usually have something, hanging on a wall or close to it to help you troubleshoot.
There
if they're
is
not
paperwork,
positive.
but when they're doing new construction, at the end, all submittals and everything gets turned into the GC.
You see,
So the building should have
the
them.
building should have.
Where do they
any
keep them? I
manuals.
couldn't tell you.
This really be like the startup guys and shit.
Yeah, this is when we come in. It's an all new equipment. Of course, we know about it, but
Right.
if you're a service tech with a different
You're
company,
new and you don't really know too much.
yeah,
It's best to just either call one of you guys or call YouTube.
yeah,
Like me, I would just install
Call
this
Cougar.
shit.
Cougar
Call-
actually, they'll troubleshoot over the phone with you sometimes.
yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Not sometimes, every time.
To keep themselves from having to come out that age, they gonna be like, all right, let me tell you what to look for.
Look, we're not afraid to teach y'all.
Right.
Like, we're not really a service company. We assist service companies.
Okay.
But our main is selling. We sell all the equipment. But on the service side, we'll go troubleshoot on the warranty stuff,
Okay.
repair all of that. But also when, plumber contractor needs assistance based because they don't know the controls, we go help them out. We don't pull pumps. We don't do repairs on the piping or anything like that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, we don't like to
Just
get
stay
dirty.
clean.
You don't like to
stay
get
clean.
Yeah.
So real quick, to add to that as well, Cougar Sales is a really good, especially EJ. EJ's really knowledgeable on all of his systems. Okay? But remember me talking about a value add, where a value add comes in, and what kind of plumber you are. Okay, so with all of these systems that he's teaching you, I'm teaching you all this for a reason, because of how valuable you are to your contractor as well. So if you soak up all of this knowledge and you're not having to get on the phone with EJ all the time, he's a good asset to have. But when we're like right now, after learning what you're learning with these pump systems that you have over there, right? Imagine walking onto a big high-rise building that has these pump systems in there, and the contractor sees you go straight into that panel and start testing. You know what I'm saying? Just right off the bat, get through there. Oh, your floats are bad here. Your fuses are out in this section. We need to go ahead and replace your fuses, as opposed to, you know what, let me call EJ and find out the answer to that. It looks a lot better for you as a plumber to be able to walk up and just start diagnosing that system. Okay, so I know that you got to crawl before you walk, and this is part of your crawling. So but remember how much more valuable you are as a plumber being able to walk up and just snap to it right off the bat. Okay?
With that being said, fuses are always checked by ohms,
Yeah.
and the rest are wires are checked by the volt.
Some
Some of them.
Yeah, we'll go through it again.
So, okay. So in here, of course, like I said, this is an elite panel, and ours always say elite, and elite is always with the PLC and touchscreen. Our relay logic says Spartan, and it's pretty much no PLC, it's just all relays, and it's the same, PLC. So if you ever do run on the server side, if you ever do run into one of our panels, and you do determine that it's the PLC that's bad, it's very easy to replace. They're just, pull out the terminals, and then they're mounted, so they can easily just be taken off there. All we need is just the serial number and the model number. And we can easily have a PLC, we program it, and you can just come in here and just
And these right here, this
snap
right
onto it. Yeah. This is the main brain right here.
Yeah.
This is just cards to it, but the main brain is this one.
We would
That's
never
what you're
touch.
talking about right now, right?
Mhm.
We would never.
Instead of the brain.
Just take it out. Yeah.
We would never touch or replace those cards. Would that be something
No, if it
somebody
needs to, like I
specific
said,
to do, or is it something that we would do ourselves.
You can. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You can. It's not hard. These cards, of course, is your relay. It's a relay card. This is your 4 to 20 milliamp, which is what's reading the transmitter. So if this card is bad, it's real easy. Like it just slide the terminals over, and they just snap out. That's it. Nothing hard. This terminal, you don't even have to disconnect all the wires. Just pull out the terminals and put it back on. Yeah. And like I said, you got a little tab at the bottom where you just click down and raise it up.
You don't clip and just put it back, huh?
Yeah, that's it. The only thing, if you do replace the PLC, the only thing you're gonna have to do is reset all these numbers,
Oh, shit.
which is very simple.
It gets
Very
Also, you
simple.
got some sort of booklet with the numbers.
No, it's very simple. It's, all you're doing is trying to eliminate the high level. So you just calculate, okay, within yourself, like, okay, I want so much water in my tank at all times. So really all we do is like 5 inches differential when you want the valve to open and close. But you look at your high level and where your overflow is, and you always want to stay about 6 inches below that. So we put either 40 or whatever it is. You just
How
measure
do we know how
below
much
that.
you use?
Huh?
How do we know how much you lose like, in the tank?
The level?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't even know what you
Like-
measure from the bottom. Well, like, I mean, it's volume, right?
Oh, the transmitter is a 0 to 5 psi transmitter, okay? And we convert that in inches. So every 2.31 feet of water makes 1 psi. So 5 psi times 2.31 is 11.55. So convert that into inches, 138 inches.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So then you just measure the total height of your tank. That's
Okay,
it.
that actually made more sense.
All right. So that's why it's converted into inches. So my 6 inches is the 6 inches that my tank, my transmitter's off the ground. Is my offset. So if I put this at 0 and my transmitter 6 inches off the ground, it's going to show me 6 inches off of my level. So if I go over there with a measuring tape and measure and see where my water level is, and I show 130, let me say 15, right here is going to show 690 because it's 6 inches off. I need to start at 0. So my 6 is 0. Understand?
Kind of.
Yeah, I'll show you in a minute.
I don't know what I don't understand, so I can't really ask a question.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's showing 6 because pretend like my sensor is laying on the ground right now,
Yeah,
but it's not. It's suspended, and it's 6 inches off the ground.
right?
So that's what this is.
So it's
Okay.
saying that that's off.
Yeah. So my 0 is starting 6 inches above.
Right now, it's not.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
So if I set it all the way down to the floor, that's 0, but I have it 6 inches up. So my water already started down below. But I'll show you here shortly to
Okay, all
get
right.
it clear for you. So yes, any components, like I said, and the same thing with here, we got fuses. So if you ever, I didn't tell you this earlier, but our fuses, if they blow, you get a red light right here, red LED, to indicate which one is bad. So if you come in here, none of this is lit up, but my light is on, you know you got 120. But these are the ones that are blown, and you'll see a little red LED right here.
Those just pop out like a regular
Yeah,
fuse.
you just pop them out,
Okay.
push them
gotcha.
out, put new ones. Our panels, we always give you spares.
Gotcha.
Nice.
All right, you always, and this everybody tries to know, it just slides down. All right. Touchscreen. The great thing about the touchscreen, same thing. If out in the sunlight or whatever, they start fading and they go bad. Same thing. Just give us a number. This can get programmed, but you don't have to change anything because all the memory is on the PLC. So as soon as you just put it on, plug it in, that's it. Everything comes back online.
Are you saying TLC or PLC?
PLC.
What does that stand for?
Programmable Logic Controller. All right. Questions, ideas, concerns?
Not yet.
All right. HOA switches, like I said, they all work the same. Open, close, auto. Red light, green light means it's active. Off is not working. So let me show you the transmitter. I'll show you how to repair these by taking them apart. I got a few over there.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Every glass is gone. Tony, it looks like you shit yourself, man.
I know they told me.
Is
They
there
was like, hey, shitty. Hey, shitty.
For instance, for this one,
Yeah.
you got the little gold tag that tells you the arrow which way it's going.
Oh, that's badass.
So water's coming this way, right? Let's see how it So water's coming this way. So what it's doing, it's pushing water up, and your water starts flowing through. So you have your solenoid over here. So whenever it flips, it starts sending pressure to the top of the dome. So now you got that pressure that's pushing down, and that's how it closes. So it does, like I said, when you repair it, make sure you repair the solenoid as well, because this is going to get debris, and it's also going to prevent it from closing. All right. So you have this little plastic is your diaphragm, so all of this got to take apart, and this will be the seat.
So
It looks like a little Mercedes
What's the
sign.
thing that usually messes up on those?
The diaphragms, yes. And
So you usually would have to replace the whole thing, or can you just take that off and just fix that once?
this, you can just repair the inside. I don't have a little kit with me, but yes. So this is the solenoid, and of course the diaphragm's in here. So you can take this apart and this one apart as well, so they check to see the inside of it. This is a PRV, so it's a pressure reducing valve, but it's still the same component. All right. Y'all more than welcome here. Tools.
I got Chris and I take it apart.
I like how that one's cut in half. It's like a cool visual representation. Just a book.
There you go.
You can touch it.
Before they start on that, y'all guys, hold on one second. Before y'all start taking them apart, I'd like to go into. Can you go into the functionality of the CRDs and the
What is all this for right here?
no, the CRD and the pilot and all this, and show them and tell them how that functions and how that works.
Well, I was doing the clay valve. I still haven't gone on the
Yeah. Okay. So I'm jumping ahead of you.
Yeah. Now right now they're just taking it apart to see the inside of it.
Yes, sir. Sorry, because I saw that one with the CRD on it.
Yeah. No. I just
Okay.
bought it so they can tear it.
Yes,
It's the
sir.
same. I couldn't find another clay valve that I could use.
No worries. Thank you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
That's all.
I'm just asking, man. I know this is my first time.
It's too big. Okay, you can do Chris.
Too big? That's too big.
You can tell me to shut up.
No. It's, I mean,
Quiet
that's the
down,
question.
man.